The first hire is so important, so it's going to make or break your product or your team. It's going to be how you sort of function. So you really got to understand the purpose of that role. Is it to build an app? Is it to build a website? Is it to start sales?
Kia ora team, Richard Liew here at nzentrepreneur.co.nz, and today on the Knowledge Base I'm talking with Tom Sweeney. Tom is one of the founders of Crew Technology Recruitment, and as the name says, he helps people find good digital and IT team members. From Dunedin today, welcome Tom, great to talk to you.
Hello Richard, thank you very much, it's great to be here.
Awesome. So first of all, can you just give us, I guess, the overview? What exactly does Crew Technology Recruitment do?
We do exactly what we do, and it says on the tin, really. We do recruitment for the technology industry. We work with small to medium startups, enterprise-sized clients throughout New Zealand. Our base is in the South Island. We've got offices in Christchurch and in Dunedin, but we do recruit nationally. We recruit across all areas of IT in the digital landscape. So from standard infrastructure engineers, cloud engineers, app developers, and CIOs, and everyone in between. So we cover all areas of the recruitment space. We look at contract and permanent recruitment as well.
And you and your partner have done really well, going from 2 people to over 20, I believe. And you've got a pretty cool milestone coming up. It's your birthday soon.
Yes, we'll be 8 on August the 3rd. So from humble beginnings, my business partner and I, Corey Richards, the 2 of us were working away just actually down the road here. So we've our offices have moved in like a small triangle in Dunedin, and there was just the 2 of us with 2 desks, down to our last $200 in the account 7 years ago. And now we're here now with 20 staff, 2 beautiful offices, and a great team. So we've gone through the hard work, but we keep growing.
There you go. So we're talking to a real founder, folks. So let's get into the nitty gritty. What people want to know. So first things first, can you give us a very quick overview of how the recruitment service actually works, both for say founders or business owners, if I need to find some staff, and then how does it work also for the people who might be wanting to apply for the jobs?
Oh, that's easy. I put an ad up and candidates come to me and I place them in roles. No, I wish it was that easy. No, so it's a 2-pronged approach, so we've got the clients and the candidates, so the employers and the employees. And, so with the employers, we have to understand them, build a relationship of trust and connect with their brand and purpose. So we get to understand what they're looking for, and really try and understand why they're doing it, what projects they got on, and what they're looking for. So we'll work with them throughout the whole process of hiring for the team or hiring for projects. In an ideal world, we work exclusively with our clients, and then what we do is we run recruitment campaigns for them. So it will be advertising, it will be interviewing candidates, we'll be presenting shortlists of candidates, and then going through the interview process with them, the offer process and the reference process, and then the candidate care after that. That's the ideal how it should work, but obviously there's ups and downs in recruitment, and it doesn't always go to plan. But then with the candidates, there's so many ways that they can be introduced to us. So we have lots of advertising going on the typical advertising platforms. We're very big in social media. We have a lot of networking events that we run, our own technical networking events, but also we attend a lot of networking events, and we get to meet candidates there. And what we try to do that way is try to understand what they're looking for, get to know what they want to do, find out their technical skill set, what they're learning, what they want to learn, what they want to do. And find out what their career aspirations are. And if we've got a job that matches that, then we'll match them with the job. But generally, it's more of a long-term process. So we'll work them through that, talk them, we've got a large database that we regularly keep in touch with, tell them about the roles that we come in. And then if we do find a role that we match them, go through that same sort of the list that we did with the clients, which would be, send their CV to the client, help them through the interview process, through the offer process, and the referencing process. But as a business, we strive to be more than just a recruitment company. So we work with our candidates on making sure that their CVs are up to date, doing interview training and preparation, and just really being a support system for them throughout that whole process.
And look, getting the right people on the bus, so to speak, is, as we know, super important for building any team. Probably not more so than when we're in very early stages of growing our business and we're trying to go from maybe, founder or a couple of co-founders to the first hire, right? And, maybe we've got some sort of tech app that we're building out, or some sort of tech solution, and we need some expert help. We might need an engineer, a coder, whatever it might be. And many founders, especially non-technical founders, we know really sort of struggle with, well, what do I do? Do I just go hire some person? And how do I know what a good person looks like? So I wonder if you can share with us, what are some of the key mistakes you think, or have you seen that new or growing businesses commonly make when trying to go about hiring that first critical person in the building team, say in the digital or IT team?
Yeah, the first hire is so important, so it's going to make or break your product or your team. It's going to be how you sort of function. So you really got to understand the purpose of that role. Is it to build an app? Is it to build a website? Is it to start sales? You really need to set a clear function of that role, and really look at what that person's going to be doing, rather than going, I've got an idea, let's do it. If I was a founder and starting again, I'd have to put down in writing exactly what that person would do and come up with a clear job description for that. But again, in your first hire, you really need someone that can adapt quickly. So a JD isn't always going to be the job description, sorry, isn't always going to be the right fit for someone. They need to be able to think on their feet. They go, right, sorry, Richard, this isn't going to work. We need to go a different route. So you really need to find the right person with the right mindset in that first hire. But a lot of the mistakes I see people making is looking for culture and their onboarding and not being prepared with the job description. Culture is something that is going to be difficult at the beginning, but when you're building a team, you need, people always look at culture fit, and I strongly advise against the culture fit. I'm advising for a culture add. You want someone to add to that culture. You want someone to have a different way of thinking that's going to make your team grow and think differently. A culture add, it brings that diversity of thought. Because if we just have a load of Richards sitting in a room and a load of Toms, we're just going to come up with the same ideas and have the same way of solving problems. But if you have someone that comes from a different environment that can add that difference, worked in different companies, comes from overseas or comes from a different area, just any diverse thing that's going to add to your team is going to help. And diversity and inclusion is not just about ethics, but it helps drive creativity, innovation, and problem solving. So I'm really big on the culture side, but it's so difficult in a small team. But again, it gets even more difficult when you're growing. And onboarding, if you're hiring someone, you need to be ready. But onboarding starts way before the interview process. You need to, but also way before when they start. Onboarding starts way before the first day. So onboarding is, the interview process. How long it took you to respond to their CV. If you go through the interviews, if you're on time, if you're late, it's going to put the guy on, this person's always late. And then, getting your contract out. It's all that whole process is very important for when they start. And then on the first day, you need to make sure that you have a good plan for their first day, good plan for their first week, and a good plan for that 90 days. Because that's what people need when they start a role, and that's what is going to make you as a founder have a happy team and also grow the team better.
Well, some really interesting things that I never sort of thought about myself. Can we talk quickly about okay, again, put myself in the scenario of, okay, I'm trying to build something out. And again, let's say I'm not a technical founder.
Mhm.
Now, how do I know the skills that I'm going to need to look for in this person that I'm going to hire in the first place? Like, is that,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of a nightmare because I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of support in the startup community that you can talk to other founders, and get to know what they're doing, and understand what platform is going to be best for you to build your app or build your what your technology you're using. And once you've figured that out and you know what you're going to go with, there's a lot of testing platforms that you can use. There's IKM, information knowledge management, there's guerrilla testing, and there's a lot more other areas that you can use to help test people. But you need to have a technical person to interview a technical person. You're going to need to lean on someone, if that's a recruiter that or you engage a recruiter that can help you with that, or if it's a friend or another founder, because if you don't understand technology, it's easy to get the wool pulled over your eyes. I've been doing recruitment for 20 years, and I could probably get through the first interview of any stage, or any interview process, because I know enough jargon to get through. Whereas, when you go to test me, I don't know how to code. So, but I could get through. So it is always pull on some people to find out what it is. But there is a lot of people out there that do support the startup community that can help that. But there is a lot of testing you can do as well. So reach out to to your recruiters. To me, I'll tell you where you can go. But there's a lot of testing platforms that can use. But tech skills can be learnt on the job as well. So if you've got someone that comes from a JavaScript background that needs to learn a different platform, they'll probably be able to learn it pretty quickly as well.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, some amazing insights there, Tom. Thank you so much for taking some time today to answer those questions. And
Yes.
Any last words for Kiwi founders out there, entrepreneurs?
It's a great place to be. It's tough, but once you get through the first couple of years, things will start getting better, and it's amazing. The community is brilliant. There's so much support out there for founders and startups, and just lean on your communities and people like yourself, Richard, that help everyone in the space.